All right, ARCA at Chicago. We are going to go, just for me, do whatever's comfortable for you. I'm going to go like here, 16-1 plus 6, and then we'll go all the way down, but we're not going to be using the break any ways, so it's not going to matter. Nighttime Chicago. One of two things can be the case in nighttime Chicago. Either you can just like full throttle the bottom and then it's impossible for the top to be faster, but if you have to lift too much for the bottom, then probably the top is going to be faster. So we're going to do a little bit of experimenting and find that line real quick. And who knows, maybe with this ARCA car it might not even be a full throttle. Cutting this apron to the start-finish line is good coming to the finish. Let's see if we can full throttle this. Gonna get a little bit tight off the exit, but it's probably gonna be fine. Okay. We're not quite up to speed though, so it might require a little lift. Definitely won't be able to full throttle the bottom. I'm actually gonna lift here. 3, you usually need to lift more than 1. Let's see if it can take the top of 1 at full speed. I'm just going to let the car go where it wants to go. Okay, so it's got the grip. It's completely fine at full throttle. Maybe might be able to full throttle the bottom. Let's see if I point at the bottom here, if I can full throttle it. 3 and 4 is usually the tougher one to full throttle. I think it's possible. So we're going to give it one more try. I don't think you can do it just by running the top, though. I think it has to be that arcing line. This ARCA car, ironically, or coincidentally, I guess, really likes the arcing line if you're going full throttle. You can get a lot of turn out of it on entry by just adding a lot of steering, but the exit, once you're kind of like set in stone on exit, it's very hard to keep it turning. So you can kind of tell how an ARCA corner is going to go by how it rotates right at the beginning of the corner, which I guess is the same with a lot of cars, but it feels like other cars it's a little more malleable than the ARCA car. Just to try, I'm going to go try full bottom in 1 and 2 here. Nope, too tight. Wasn't going to make it. So it's definitely going to be that late apex turning in line. I still think we might have to lift a bit into turn 3 and 4. But if it is, it's just a little tiny bit of a lift. And that might even be better if it allows us to keep more of our grip through the corner. Okay, early turn in. Hard turn. Don't get quite to the bottom, but use the progressive bank and get down the second lane. Very easy. Very easy to full throttle 1 and 2. Just gotta remember to turn in early enough. Then 3 and 4. Let's see if we can do it. I'm not feeling good about this one. Okay, so I think it might be possible to do a full throttle 3 and 4, but I think it's more about the grip that you can keep through the corner. So I think a little blip of the throttle, and in my opinion, this ARCA car, instead of going half throttle, I think this ARCA car really loves like an instant of being full out of the throttle. So I'm going to try that. And that's going to be our pretty much finish right there. I probably should just go straight on the track so that I have speed to make the first lap viable too, just to showcase it. I do think full throttle is possible in 3 and 4, but if it is possible, I'm not even sure if it's faster. Got a lift here. Interesting. Crossing over from the second lane to the first lane with that banking transition actually gets your car pretty tight. So you either want to really aggressively go for the first lane, or you want to just keep it in the second lane. And we'll probably have more grip here anyways, just from the heated up tires. going aggressive into the first lane. This seems like the faster way. It works out. Okay. Little lift, back on. So I gave up a little bit on entry there, but you'll see that I can keep a lot more grip on exit here. And yeah. Then we cut down here. So maybe there is a way to keep the full throttle all the way through 3 and 4. But I think it might be a really tight timing to turn in to where you wouldn't really want to have to do it in a qualifying. I just like this. At the stoplight, quick in and out. Let the car turn in. It gets tight there a little bit because I was in between both seams, so I had to lift a little bit. You really want to get all of your lifting done at the beginning of the corner so that you can full throttle everything else. Lift at the beginning, full throttle everything else. That was even too much of a lift for 1 and 2. Gets us a good run off the corner though. So lift a little bit longer into 3 here. We're now on long run idea. Yeah, really good. And then this is your long run. It'll be a drafting race. I think that the pack will stick together for at least 15 laps. Usually at Chicago, everything goes to the top after those laps. In this car, I don't think it's been any different. So the top is really interesting. We just do the same lift at the beginning and then try to just full throttle up here. Right now, it's not that great because the bottom you can still do this, but at some point the lift to get to the bottom is going to become much longer than the lift to get to the top. Lift. And really, I might be able to even full throttle this, or at least close to full throttle in 1 and 2. I definitely still need to lift in 3 and 4 though, just because the turn is tighter in. But you can see that I'm not off the gas for long, and it allows me to be able to just drive this high line the whole way. So that's how you drive Chicago on the long run, is it just goes up to the top. Once the bottom falls off quicker than the top. Let's see if I can just run the top full throttle. I think I can. Yeah. So 1 and 2, we definitely can run the top full throttle, and look at the time that it gains us versus having to wait on the throttle at the bottom. 3 and 4, you definitely have to lift though, just for a little bit, and then you're good. So this is 100% where the long run's going to end up. All you got to do is make sure that you're turning in early enough in 1 and 2. Look at what happens when I turn in too late. Oh, I have to scrub my tires a lot more to keep it up here. Oh, it's getting tight, it's getting tight. You make it a lot easier for yourself if you get your car angled into the corner earlier than later, even when you're running the top. Look how easy I can drive this car up here. I haven't even moved my steering wheel. All that movement is just the force feedback. One more here. Not quite to the top, but I mean, like, look how easy this is. Sure beats running the bottom. Now, 3 and 4, I'm going to try to run the bottom. Let's see how far I fall off. Like a full 10th. Maybe there's slightly better tire saving by doing that, but you have to be really careful not to scrub your tires. And honestly, even with that line, I was probably scrubbing in this ARCA car a little more than I normally would want to running the bottom. I just think that it's going to be draft pack for 15 laps and then run the top for the rest of the race. That's my opinion. All right, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope to see you all on the track.